Story 1. Uber drivers, who was the best and worst customer you've had? The best customer was one who asked me to join their carpool karaoke and left a generous tip, but the worst one tried getting me arrested for something I never did. So, it started when I was driving around the city, jamming out to Bruno Mars. I received a notification on my phone about a customer nearby that needed a ride from a nightclub to a house about 40 minutes away. Luckily, it was the same area of my house, so I figured I could head straight home after the ride. I arrived at the club, and the lady asked me to wait. After about 5 minutes, I warned her that I would cancel the ride. Not a moment later, she entered the car with a sour expression on her face. I told you it would only take a minute. I gave a forced smile in return and apologized, informing her that it was just part of Uber's rules. She rolled her eyes at me and told me to take her home. On the road, the customer stayed pretty quiet, so when the loud notification sound on my phone rang, it echoed in the car. I glanced over at the notification before stopping over on the side of the road. I asked her why she had canceled the ride when we were already halfway home, and she explained how she actually lived around this area, so she shouldn't have to pay the full fare. I blinked twice and sat there trying to think about how in the world her logic made sense. But the only logical thought that came to mind was that she was a huge Uber scammer who wasted people's time and money selfishly. And I wasn't going to let her get away with that. I made sure the doors were fully locked and made a U-turn back towards the nightclub. The lady started yelling and kicking at my seat, telling me to stop and to turn back around to her house. I laughed and said, "Sorry, but I'm taking you back." She screamed out, calling me a kidnapper. At one point, she tried to use my seatbelt to choke me out while I was driving. Fortunately, her grip was weak. When we arrived, she jumped out of her seat and stood in front of my car to prevent me from leaving. I gassed the car just a bit to nudge at her a few times to scare her off. But the third time I pushed forward, she dropped onto the pavement as if I hit her hard enough to cause a concussion. I was completely shocked by the audacity of this woman and wished I had run her over for real. She fake cried out, saying that she sprained her foot because of me. She lied there and called the cops for help. After a couple of moments, the police eventually did arrive and immediately took her side, as she acted like a poor defenseless woman. That was, until the cops went around to a few of the witnesses from the nightclub who showed videos of the woman pretending to get hit and falling onto the floor. The woman miraculously got home and ran over to the witness to grab the phone and delete the video. However, the police pushed her onto the ground and placed her in handcuffs before she could reach the witness's phone. She was placed under arrest for disorderly conduct. And unfortunately for her, videos of her ended up circulating online. It helped me out since I was able to file a case against her on my Uber driver account and get her banned for fraud. Looking back, I still can't believe people out there are selfish enough to scam an Uber driver.